Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay. Are you ready for today's lesson? You are? That is good. Today in mathematics, we are going to be looking at simple interest. Okay? Our topic for today in mathematics is on simple interest. Are we ready for the lesson? We are with our books, our pencils, or pen to get into today's lesson, right? Okay, that is good. Do we know the meaning of interest? In money, interest is the extra money paid or earned when borrowing or lending money. Okay? So we're going to be looking at how to calculate simple interest. The formula for calculating simple interest is SI equals to P times R times T over 100. SI stands for simple interest, the interest calculated every year, and P stands for the principal. Okay? The principal is the amount deposited or borrowed. The main money that is deposited or borrowed. Then we have the rate. The rate, amount paid for the principal for every 100 deposited or borrowed per year. And we have the T, which is time, duration for which the principal is deposited or borrowed. So we're going to be using this formula to solve simple interest. Okay? Are we ready? This formula is going to help us understand better on how to solve simple interest. Number 1 example. Tom borrowed 200 naira at 4% annual interest rate. How much interest will he pay after 3 years? Now, Tom borrowed 200 naira. Okay, 200 naira here is the principal. Remember, the principal is amount deposited or borrowed. And Tom borrowed 200 naira. So this is the principal. At 4% annual interest rate, how much will he pay after 3 years? 4% is the rate. He borrowed 200 naira at 4% annual interest rate, okay? So how much will he pay in 3 years? The interest he will pay after 3 years, after he has borrowed 200 naira. So we're going to be using the simple interest formula to calculate. So the simple interest formula is P times R times T over 100. P is 200, which is the principal. The rate is 4%, which is 4. And the time is 3 over 100. The percent, that is 100, okay? So now that we have arranged our numbers into the formula, we solve it, okay? We have here 200 times 4 times 3 over 100. We use the cancellation method. 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. So we are left with 1 here and 2. So we have 2 times 4 times 3 left. There's no need to put it over 100 because it's insignificant, okay? So we have 2 times 4 times 3. When you multiply this together, you have 24. Okay? So the interest Tom will pay after 3 years is 24 naira. Tom will pay 24 naira interest after 3 years. Tom borrowed 200 naira at 4% annual interest rate. How much will he pay after 3 years? He will pay 24 naira interest. Okay? Do you understand that? Good. So next we're going to be looking at another example. Jim invested 500 naira at an annual interest of 8%. How much interest will he pay after 2 years? Now here Jim invested 500 naira at 8% annual interest rate, okay? So the principal here is 500 naira. Jim invested. He invested 500 naira, okay, at an annual interest of 8%. So the rate is 8%. So how much will he get after 2 years? The time is 2 years. He invested 500 naira. How much will he have after 2 years at the rate of 8%? So to find the interest that Jim will have after 2 years, we use the simple interest formula, okay? P times R times T over 100. Now we have our formula. We are going to insert our numbers into the formula, okay? P is 500 times R, which is the 8%, right? 8 times time, which is 2 years, okay? Over 100, the percentage is 100, right? So we have here 500 times 8 times 2 over 100. So we still use the cancellation method, okay? 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. We are left with 5 times 8 times 2 over 1. The 1 isn't relevant, so we have here 5 times 8 times 2. When you multiply these together, you are going to have 80. Okay? Do you understand? So Jim invested 500 naira, and in 2 years he will have 80 naira interest. He invested 500 naira at the rate of 8%. Okay? So after 2 years, he's going to have 80 naira extra. Do you understand? He's going to have an extra money of 80 naira. Okay? Good. So Jim invested 500 naira at an annual interest of 8%. How much interest will he have after 2 years? He's going to have 80 naira interest, okay? Jim will earn 80 naira in interest after 2 years. Let's look at another example. We have here Liz borrowed 1,200 naira at a simple interest of 6% for 3 years. What is the total interest she has to pay? Liz borrowed 1,200 naira at a simple interest rate of 6%. Okay? So what will she pay after 3 years? So the principal here is 1,200 naira. And the rate is 6% and the time is 3 years, okay? So to find the simple interest, the interest she has to pay after 3 years, we use the simple interest formula, okay? P times R times T over 100. P is 1,200. R is 6%. And T, which is time, 3 years, okay? Over 100. So we have 1,200 times 6 times 3 over 100. We use the cancellation method because we have zeros to cancel. We have 0 here, 0 here. So you cancel 0 with 0. And the next 0 with the other 0. So we have 1 year left and 12 year left. So we have 12 times 6 times 3. When you calculate 12 times 6 times 3, it's going to give us 216, okay? Did you calculate it correctly? 12 times 6 times 3 is going to give us 216. So Liz will pay the total interest of 216 naira, okay? So Liz will have to pay 216 naira interest over 3 years period. Do you understand? Liz borrowed 1,200 naira at the rate of 6%. So for 3 years, how much will she pay? The interest she will pay after 3 years. The interest she will pay after 3 years is 216 naira. Okay? So we have looked at some examples on how to solve simple interest using the formula. So I'm sure we now know how to solve simple interest using the formula, right? Good. So if you're presented with a question to solve the simple interest, I'm sure you're going to be able to solve it. Okay, that is good. So next we are going to be looking at our assignment. I'm sure we're going to be able to do our assignment. It's easy because it's what we solved on, right? So I'm sure we're going to be able to do it. Okay, so remember to keep on practicing because practice makes perfect, okay? Keep on practicing how to solve simple interest. And when you keep on practicing, you know more, okay? Good.